unmarried, illiterate. Wow, what a catch.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most unexpectedly hilarious revelations and comments made on the genealogy documentary series Finding Your Roots.
Want to guess what?
I want to know what did
William
he do?
did.
What did he do? What did he do?
Number 10, Terry Gross. Since 1975, Terry Gross has held down one gig, hosting the NPR radio show Fresh Air.
I fell in love with radio the moment I started doing it. It had everything I wanted. I was probably like 23 when I started.
For someone who's nailed job security for decades, it was surprising to learn that one of her earliest positions was so brief. It was practically an internship. While discussing with host Henry Louis Gates Jr., Gross revealed that soon after graduating college, she landed a job teaching 8th grade at a public school in Buffalo, New York. But that didn't last long.
Got my BA in English with a teaching certificate. I was fired in 6 weeks.
Her brief tenure was a result of her inability to keep a class in line. Perhaps if she had tried her famous interview voice on those kids, they would have straightened up.
When you have the microphone and you're doing it for a cause, for your audience to learn something, it gives you the license to ask things you otherwise wouldn't ask. And so as a kind of shy person, it kind of opened up the doors to like put the shyness aside.
Number 9, Richard Kind.
Just how many rabbis were there? Was everybody a rabbi?
No.
Or they were not?
No, being a rabbi was very special.
Was special.
When he appeared on Finding Your Roots in 2023, actor Richard Kind uncovered some wild surprises, like learning one of his ancestors was murdered, supposedly over an insurance policy. He also discovered that many of his forebears were Jewish religious leaders who were responsible for educating their community. Naturally, this revelation left Kind feeling just a little smarter than when he first arrived. A feeling he humorously compared to a scene from The Wizard of Oz.
It's like the Wizard of Oz giving the Tin Man a diploma. Oh, look at who's so smart.
Although he did mix up one small detail. It was the Scarecrow who got the diploma, not the Tin Man. But hey, who are we to argue with a doctor of thinkology?
Wow.
You were the most literate. You welcomed people into the world, and you
And it
ushered
passed
them
it
out.
out. And it passed it on.
Number 8, Audrey McDonald. The hardships enslaved people endured during slavery are beyond anything we can imagine today.
Have you thought much about your enslaved ancestors, what they must have gone through, what that must have been like?
Always. Just the resilience that they had to have had.
In a 2021 episode of the show, Broadway icon Audrey McDonald got the opportunity to reflect on her ancestors' harrowing experiences, and admits that she wouldn't have survived what they went through. While the moment is emotionally heavy, host Henry Louis Gates Jr. lightened the mood with a quip.
I tell my son, I would have flung slavery. You know, like,
Got just a big
it's
old
too
laugh.
hard.
This got a big laugh out of McDonald, who jokingly replied with the grade such a brutal ordeal would have deserved. Still, her ancestors' resilience in the face of such atrocities left her feeling deeply inspired.
Look what they did. Look at what they achieved. Sorry, that's what I think. Good for them.
Number 7, Ava DuVernay. As a filmmaker, Ava DuVernay has always explored themes of race, faith, and family in her work. In 2017, she took things a step further by going on Finding Your Roots to trace her own family history.
I think that we live in times that are very much defined by race. I think that we won't see change to that in our generation or even the generation right behind us. And so for me, to be African American is very much part of my heartbeat.
To her surprise, she discovered that her 4th great-grandfather was a white man born to slave owners in present-day Haiti. Henry Louis Gates Jr. couldn't resist pointing out the ironic twist between her films and her ancestry.
Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha.
That's right. The Queen of Black documentary film.
You knew it was gonna be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
Most of us know it's there somewhere, but we know where in your case.
This revelation made DuVernay eager to dig deeper into her roots, so she took a DNA test, which showed that she was 57% African. Learning this brought her so much excitement, it left Gates laughing out loud.
I'm black. I am black.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Number 6, Bill Hader. Discovering our family history often reveals surprising similarities with our ancestors, but sometimes it can also unearth some stark differences, like comedian Bill Hader found out.
Bill, rather than run away from
They
the
ran
front,
to
they
it.
ran
Okay,
to
so
the
never
front.
mind. He's not like me at all. I thought he was like, then AWOL. I was like, there you go.
While Hader is rather soft-spoken and very demure, his great-grandfather Arthur was anything but. The comedian learned that during World War I, Arthur didn't wait to be drafted. He voluntarily enlisted to fight, something Hader openly admits he would never do.
Can you, in your wildest dreams, see yourself
No.
doing what he did?
No. He was a man. So I'm a descendant of an actual, man.
To top it off, after being stationed far from the action, Arthur longed for combat and actually ran away to join the battlefield. Although Hader had nothing but respect for his ancestors' bravery, he was quick to acknowledge that he probably would have done the exact opposite.
He's the man. I can't believe I'm related to him. I'm afraid to get on the freeway in LA.
Number 5, Seth Meyers. A name says a lot about a person. It's like a bridge to the past, keeping the legacy of our ancestors alive.
It's funny to think of how, I don't know, how much weight names have on people's outcomes. Because that's a lot of a name there.
For comedian Seth Meyers, digging into his family history uncovered a surprising twist about the name he's carried all his life. It turns out that his great-grandfather, Morris, who immigrated to America from Lithuania at the age of 15, changed his surname likely to fit in better.
Trakiansky is the last name?
You have just met your great-great-grandfather, and you have just retrieved your original family name.
This means that there is an alternate universe out there where Seth Meyers is known by everyone as Seth Trakiansky. Admittedly, this name change would have given his late-night talk show a very different vibe.
Late night with Seth Trakiansky.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Number 4, Laura Linney. While some celebrities have uncovered tales of their heroic ancestors on this show, Laura Linney can't quite boast the same.
Get ready for this.
In a 2019 episode, Linney found out that her 5th great-grandfather, William, didn't exactly move to the US to chase the American dream. Instead, he was convicted of receiving stolen goods and shipped to Virginia in 1768, back when the British liked to transport its convicts to colonial America.
Felons transported from London to Virginia by the Neptune in January 1768.
He is banished from England. He is being sent into exile.
Linney greeted this revelation with such giddy excitement, bursting into laughter at her ancestors' misfortune. After all, there are worse crimes than being caught with a bunch of stolen iron hoops for pails, right?
The justice said, "Mr. Linney, you hear what the lad has said. Have you anything to say?" Linney said, "No, I own I had the goods."
I had the goods.
So he fessed up.
Number 3, Paul Rudd. On Finding Your Roots, actor Paul Rudd discovered that his parents were connected in a way far deeper than he ever could have expected. They weren't just married, they were also related by blood.
How did they meet and fall in love?
Well, I think that they knew each other as they were kids because somewhere in the family tree, as you will probably tell me, they were related.
Yep, Rudd's parents, Michael and Gloria, were second cousins, meaning that they shared the same great-grandparents. Upon learning this, Rudd couldn't help but throw in a joke about inbreeding, and even wondered if that made his son his uncle.
Which, of course, explains why I have 6 nipples.
Absolutely.
While this connection likely made family gatherings a bit more, well, interesting, at least his parents had a great response whenever someone asked, "So how did you two meet?"
It's illegal now, right?
It's legal, but it's unusual.
Number 2, Nathan Lane. According to host Henry Louis Gates Jr., it's quite challenging to trace Irish ancestry due to the scarcity of surviving historical records.
They were assisting them out. They were showing them the door.
Oh, it is just a nice way of saying it.
However, the show managed to unearth a gem. a document that transported actor Nathan Lane, who is of Irish descent, back to a key moment in his family's history.
Well, this is very exciting. It makes me want to have a party. A family gathering.
It was a marriage record from the 1835 wedding of his great-great-grandparents. The document not only named Lane's ancestors, but also listed 2 male witnesses, whom the actor hilariously remarked upon.
Timothy and Peter Sullivan. They're gay neighbors. They had a lot of brunches. A lot of brunches in Clonmore.
Of course, those 1835 brunches were undoubtedly much better than today's.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Jimmy Kimmel.
Take a wild guess on about who that might be.
I'm hoping it's not Hitler.
No, it's got to be somebody we've done in the series.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys have not done Hitler? He's not been by the show?
No.
Many celebrities have discovered surprising family ties to other stars through Finding Your Roots. So many, in fact, we actually made a separate list about that. But perhaps the most hilarious reaction came from comedian Jimmy Kimmel, who learned he is distant cousins with none other than the queen of all things domestic, Martha Stewart.
You gotta be kidding me. This, by the way, this explains me. That's unbelievable.
Kimmel found the revelation both shocking and oddly fitting, since, like Stewart, he also taps into the DIY lifestyle by making his own vinegar. But he even admits that the news may not be as thrilling for Stewart as it is for him. Either way, we can't wait for the inevitable cook-off between these long-lost cousins.
Pumpkin pie is my favorite thing. Oh, yes, 100%.
I agree with you.
I need somebody to turn me out and de-virginize me with a pumpkin pie.
I would love to do that for you, Snoop.
Have you made any unexpectedly hilarious revelations in your ancestral line? Share them with us in the comments below.
Well, ain't there a skeleton in my closet, huh? Wow, I can hear him jingling.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.